Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Pit Stop here, where we talk everything Fuji and a little bit of a sneak preview into Season 2 that will be coming later on. But Fiji, the round that we sort of missed earlier on in the season due to difficulties in iRacing, and yeah, we managed to get it done in an hour-long race, and it was an entertaining race. I mean, we had some great results. Thomas Cope pretty much led from start to finish, and then we had Patrick Thompson pretty much get into the top again of the Pro-Am standing. Sander Island taking the win in the AMs, and then we had Lewis McLevy taking the rookie. So it was an interesting race, wasn't it, Dave?
Yeah, it was very interesting. Good evening, sorry, to everybody. Just got kids going to bed. You're not going to give me away?
Good old kids.
No. Okay, they've gone. They've gone. Charming. I only fund their food, don't worry. Right, yeah, Fuji. Great event, great racing all the way through. Few people finding themselves not in championship contention anymore with mistakes or not great races. You know, we look back at the AMs, Steve Pearce. Has he left himself a bit too much to do when we get to Le Mans with Sander Island? You know, the Norwegians played the team game and it worked to perfection. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when we get to Le Mans. But yeah, it was just good to get the racing done at Fuji, because we've been obviously sitting there for about a month and a bit to try and get that event on.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Thomas Cope in the pro standings had a great race. Obviously, after on the back end of two pretty awful results from him, is probably his own standards, and I think that was very much sort of like self-inflicted as well, because he sort of had two pit lane starts in two races, and then I think he had a drive-through as well as at Spa. No, it wasn't Spa, it was Red Bull Ring. So, you know, it wasn't the best of two races. But he's given himself a chance, because we don't know. And a big shout out to Scott if you've had your op or whatever. I hope you're feeling better, mate, and recovering. And I hope you found a way to be able to join us on Sunday, because for you to sort of lose a championship based off not being able to attend, then yeah, that's pretty bad. But you know, hopefully he's on the mend. But you know, Scott, I mean, Thomas has given himself a fighting chance, really, and certainly more probably if Scott is able to get there on Sunday for the 2-hour endurance event around Le Mans. It's very much it's going to be for second place, so it's all dependent if Scott can make it, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we said on Sunday if Scott could score, be 27 points ahead by the time he got to Le Mans, we think it would be pretty much sealed. But, you know, I think Thomas Cope may have more wins, which might actually make it. If it's 27 to Thomas, he'd need 28. But it's going to leave it as really, really close. I should really have the points up, because I'm not actually sure what the gap is once the points were changed. Sorry, let me just have a look here. 22-point lead. I thought it was 22-point lead. So, and that is over. Let me just double check again. Yeah, that's over Aaron Powell, and it's 23 over Thomas Cope. So, even if Scott doesn't make it, he has a good chance still of this championship, because it's relying. I think the points gap between first and second in Le Mans is 7 points, isn't it? So I think it's still relying on Aaron or Thomas to be in the top two or win the race outright with Scott not there.
Yeah. In fact, to help you. So,
yeah.
So while we're talking about the points, might as well put the points up for you rather than struggling. Yeah. And Avier's probably struggling there anyway. But yeah, so the points are there now on the screen for everyone to see.
Yeah, so yeah, I think the gap's 7 points between first and second. So I think Aaron Powell, would he 22, 20, 27. So Aaron would be able to finish second with Scott not there, and I think Thomas might have to win the race to overhaul Scott, because of Scott's drop score being, I think we said 18 or 17. So, it would be Scott's in a strong position even if he can't make it. He just probably wishes he had a bit of a stronger drop score.
Yeah, I would imagine so. But, I mean, obviously, if he can tip up, he obviously wants to win it sort of out on tracker on the day as well. But obviously, we understand where it is. But, yeah, 1 point is the difference between Aaron Powell and Thomas Cope going into the final round. So it's going to be a titanic battle between them two in the round. And it's whether Scott can tip up. Kim-Andre Bortland's obviously had a good season as well, you know, moved up a class from where he probably normally is going into the pros. Done exceptionally well, 191, who's having a good battle there in 4th and 5th with himself and Arias on 190. Jakob Behrens, obviously in the Ford that nobody really wants to drive, he's done really well, and we've just seen him come on leaps and bounds in that Ford, and the last 2 races he's pretty much come second in that pro category, so all to play for. And
it could certainly nick. I think Jakob could quite easily nick a top 5 in this result, depending on what the results of the races are. But like we say, this whole season's been a bit up and down in terms of results for everybody. And in the pro class, for example, Scott's the only one who's been consistently at the front, and that's why he is so far clear and able to. I'm not going to say miss Le Mans because he's not able to miss Le Mans, but be in a position that if he can't make it for whatever reason, he can still actually have a clear shot of its title. We've seen Thomas make mistakes, we've seen Aaron make mistakes, so there's no guarantee they'd go on and win the race either.
No, definitely not. And looking at the Pro-Ams, Michael Hooper at the moment pretty much commanding lead over Patrick Thompson there in 2nd place. But James Longton still has an outside chance of getting that 2nd place maybe over Patrick, but it's going to be a tall order, certainly on the form that Patrick's been on in the last 2 races.
Yeah, certainly, you know, Patrick has been absolutely flying the last 2 races, and it's, you know, he's got that nice 9-point buffer back to James now, which would be quite useful, as long as, you know, we're banking on everybody finishing who starts, and we said 7 points between 1st and 2nd. That means Michael, realistically, I think probably only needs about a 5th to claim the title. I'm not sure what his drop score is already, so it would be, you know, whether it's already sealed or not, I'm not 100% sure. But he just needs to try and finish basically in Le Mans, and he should have a, you know, with his pace, he should have a chance. And for one thing, I will be trying to create the best I can is a little bit. We in commentary terms we call it a spreadsheet of doom. So it will be working out the drop scores, so we can try and bring you the results as soon as we can, just to try and get some kind of idea. But as we know with the extreme scoring that we use, you can quite easily put the result in straight away, and we can probably even have the table updated by after race in terms of the interviews we do. You know, we'll know who our champions are.
You certainly can. Extreme makes it super easy now to input your results, so I should be able to do it extremely quickly, barring any penalties that comes in for that race. And then looking down at the end, Sander Island, Steve Pearce was closing that gap to Sander there, but sort of the last round, 20 points is going to be a tall order to pay to try and close that gap down between himself and Sander. So it may have slightly slipped away there for Steve, but Steve gave Sander something to sweat for like the last 3-4 rounds, hasn't he?
Exactly, and for Sander, you know, we've already seen the Sim Norway guys not using, shall we say, the good side of team orders after what we saw in the Daytona 24-hour top split. We can certainly say that Sim Racing Norway used the good side of team orders to make sure Sander maximised his points in Fuji, and that allows Sander a little bit of leeway into Le Mans, but also then you're in a position that Steve hasn't has he got any teammates in? He hasn't got any teammates in this side of a draw because David Gill won't be racing in Le Mans. So it's Steve where he's in a position that he's got to do his best. And Sander, if he's behind Gordon or Simeon and he needs that extra point then I'm sure the order would come across to sort of move across. But with 20 points, I don't even think that order will be even needed.
I don't think so. There's an outside chance Gordon may take second off Steve, but it's very unlikely there. So I would expect the AMs to probably finish in the positions that we're currently seeing on screen in there, bar any sort of disastrous outcome in. Rookies pretty much probably the same there. Paul Joseph Clist has had a very steady season down there in the rookies. Very depleted field, but the racing itself has been really good between himself, Matthew Gerard, and obviously the latecomer Lewis McLeveny as well, who's shown that he certainly does have a lot of pace out on track to be able to do so. I'm sure that's going to be a really good battle between them three on Sunday. It'd be good if Lydia could obviously join us as well for the final round, but we do know that she's been extremely busy with a Masters, so obviously real life getting sort of in the way with sim racing. But but I think overall it's been a really good season. I think the one for me to watch is certainly the pro stand-ins, what's going to happen at the top of that, and then also maybe the second place in the pro-am. I'm sure James would like to get one over on Patrick within the round to basically say, well, at least I won the last round, mate. Get a bit of kill, so.
James is probably fighting to try and get that 1-2 for Team Bear Poke. We've got the Teams Championship, of course, to think about, and you can see there already James has only got 68 incident points throughout the season, which is just quite good considering he's been up the front battling and fighting away. So that's been really good for him. But in terms of the championships, the rookies, I think pretty much sealed, barring retirements, of course. And I mean, I'll be honest, did we see a championship battle even halfway through the season of Scott Mokes, Aaron Powell and Tom Coe? We may have seen Scott and Thomas, but Aaron has done brilliantly to get into second place and hold off Thomas Coe for now. Can I see him doing it next time? Possibly not, because we know what form Thomas can pull out the bag like he did at Fuji, but you just never know.
No, you don't know it. But I mean, it's been a thrilling 12-round series, and I'm pretty sure that the drivers will enjoy it. But we do still have the one bang of the last endurance series next Sunday here on Performance Link, 2-hour endurance special for see who will win that Pro Championship and who will get the second in that Pro-Am and the second in the Am, really. But you never know. All it takes is one bad crash around Le Mans, and if you have to tow back to that pits, it's like a 6-hour minute tow back. So anything can still happen. There's outside chances for the drivers to still take the position, but it's going to be interesting.
But luckily it's 2 hours, so we've got plenty of time to do the maths anyway.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, we certainly have got plenty of time. But but we're going to move swiftly on to looking at the protest. I can see we've got a few people in the chat. Not the normal amount we do, but maybe they'll come on later. So you people that are in the chat at the moment will obviously have first glance at season 2. So exciting news that we're coming across. But we've only got 2. Penalties.
Yeah, don't say we've only got 2, because last time we only had 3, and look how long that took us.
Well, one of them is I think it's quite an easy a slam sort of slam. Well, basically, it's in the rules what it states to do. So, if you could get the penalties up, mate.
Yeah, I
do have them, but let's have a look.
Find the link. Here we go.
Oh, they be here. Here we go. Let's have a look. I'll put this on the other screen so you don't see it. So we have Paul Joseph Clist with Mad Sayers. Let's have a look at this one.
Yeah, that's lap 1. Turning me cost 15 seconds and essentially race before we started. Oh, sorry.
Lap 1.
No, that says it's round 7.
It was round 7, wasn't it? It was. It's obviously it was originally round 7. Fuji.
Oh, okay. So we've got 3 protests tonight then. haven't we?
And...
I know there's a couple above as well. How is this spreadsheet? Hang on, let me get the spreadsheet up.
No,
myself.
it's that, and I think Kim Andre Borkland has made a slight error there. I think.
Let me have a look.
We can have a look at that one. See,
I'll get the spreadsheet up and have a look at what I recognise if you
I am.
carry it.
So it's Paul Joseph Clint from Mad Sayer. 4 minutes 16, moving forward and not staying still, making contact. I think this is the one we saw on stream, wasn't it? If you remember, with Mads coming on. I think I remember this one. Let's see.
Yeah, I think what's happened with them two at the top is they put round 11 because it was round 11, but it's not. It's round. Yeah.
Lap 1.
They were previous rounds basically.
Come on, lap 1. Come on, technology.
Oh yeah, because that's Interlagers. That's the one we disagreed on. That's right.
Don't know about mate. So far chase. So let's have a look. Yeah, I think it's around turn 4. I think it is.
Let me just bring it up so I can actually see what's good. I can't see it because you've put the spreadsheet over top.
Oh, have I?
There we go.
Oh, all right, okay. So I'm just trying to. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I remember this one. Do you remember this one, Dave?
Yeah.
So let's have a look.
Yeah, if I remember rightly, Mads just tried to get out of the way by moving forward, but actually would have been better just staying where he was because it was more predictable.
Yeah, I think the problem we got here is you got Matthew on the inside, so Paul hasn't got the opportunity to go inside. So I think even if Mads hadn't moved, I think contact would have been made. He was sort of in no man's land, and just looking at an opportunity.
I think also when he's kind of spun, it's hard to judge whether you're on the racing line. But if you see, he actually moves from off the racing line into the racing line, and that's for me. It's just try and stay where you are, look at your relative kind of thing. Like I honestly think Paul may have just missed him if he'd stayed where he was, because Paul was turning into the racing line. Because he's not in the racing line there, and then as you move forward, he's like moved forward into the black mark.
Yeah, because there, if we look, it's round about there. So if we try and gauge that from, so round about here he is. So it's here.
He's moving forward.
He would still be here. Yeah, he probably would have missed. Would have missed him. I
Paul,
think
Paul went for the gap that was there and disappeared due to Mads. Because as you can see, Paul has backed off to go in behind Matthew, really, but obviously can't turn as sharply, or he'd be round like a spinning top.
I mean, let's have a look on board with Mads.
Shows me age talking about spinning top. Yeah, it's the lightest of movements, but at whatever point you were just, that's where looking at relative could have been. Would have told you somebody's coming, stay where you are. If they hit you and you've stayed where you are, then there's no judgment at all, but you've actually ended up driving into the path of Paul.
Yeah, and I think Paul got some damage from that, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
So it's got to be a Paul rejoin, hasn't it? Really.
Very low sound, Casper says.
Oh, is it? It's let me try and turn that up. See if that makes any difference. Hopefully that's a little bit better.
I'm listening to it, Casper, and I've got it on full on YouTube, and it's fine.
I think that was from earlier on, so I have turned this up.
Yeah,
since
he
then,
says it's better. But yeah,
I
was going to say I can hear it, and it's fine.
A bit more. I don't want to blow your eardrums out, but
no, that's fine. As long as you don't start hitting the yellow, we're all right.
Yeah, definitely. So that's got to be a Paul rejoin, hasn't it? Really, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm afraid so, Mads. I understand the frustration. I have got to say it's a bit ironic because what lap was it on? Lap 1 or lap 2?
It was lap 1. So the
lap
opening
1.
lap.
So ironically, we talked about this in briefing, and if a rookie hadn't started as close, you probably wouldn't have got involved in that, Paul. But technically, it was. Paul was one of the advocates for starting closer to each other.
Yeah, so obviously a self-imposed spin there. It kept still and then moved forward into the
just move forward, yeah. So that is literally just like we've said in previous ones this season. It's
I think from a. I don't think I want to give a level 3 because I don't think it's like.
No, it's not level 3.
Obviously, by the rules, it is a level 3 coming a pull rejoin. It is a pull rejoin, but it's on the lower end of a pull rejoin. You know, we see some horrendous where people come on and take.
Oh no, this is him just trying to get out of the way. To be honest, because
so I think
you're on board,
I think it's got to be a level 2.
Yeah, where you're on board, you're questioning whether you're in the racing line and you need to move quick. Yeah, and I've done it before in where was it? F3. I did it at Okayama, and ended up completely wiping somebody out. Yeah. And so I didn't actually realise it's level 3 to be fair. So
yeah, definitely, it's a pull rejoin. I think it's a level 3 in the rules, but I suppose that is on the lower end.
Yeah, it's definitely the lower end of it. It's not somebody rejoining the circuit and slamming into somebody.
I'm trying to think of the one I saw that was at Hockenheim, and somebody spun off coming into the Mercedes curve, and pretty much came back on. This was in the opening lap. Came back on, went right across the field in front of all the field, literally hit the car, and then it just caused a massive pile up. Now that was probably the worst rejoin I've possibly seen on iRacing. I was just like, I could not believe that somebody actually did that. You know, just trying to get that extra bit of speed or whatever.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why this isn't this isn't a level 3.
So the only other one we've got was from Kim Andre Volkland, and it was saying that Thomas Cope went before the green. Now, I've had a look at the rules, and I think I have them open here. Let me see if I still have them open. If not, I can.
Yeah, I also want to point out that when we do the stream, you may notice, and I noticed this at the time because I saw Thomas go as early as he did, and I didn't know whether it was too early or not when I was watching it.
Well,
but we don't. The lights we have don't change to green.
But the thing is, the thing is in the rules, it doesn't say you must go on green. It says you can go on green or within the starting
so it's where he starts from.
So
really,
you know, it's very much where he starts, and where I saw that was well within the starting grid that was
I mean, I guess where the confusion might have come in is obviously in the briefing we say the pros go on the green light compared to everybody else. So when we say pros go on green light, it doesn't mean pros go on green light. It means that, you know, they're the ones who go at that time, but not everybody else. So yeah, it may have been a little bit of confusion there, but
I'll get the rules.
But the rules,
let's get the rules
state whatever
and
state.
then you can see. So where did I see it? So I've got to find it again now.
The green would be like the last point before you can go, shall we say?
So you can see here 3.10. Pros can go on the green light provided by iRacing or within the starting zone. So as long as it's within the starting zone where Thomas went, which I think it was, unfortunately it's that's.
Well, we can have a look at it and see. Obviously, we know we got a great start. We were watching it, but.
So the starting zone, I believe,
it's a Mobile 1. So if you wind forward, we'll show where it is first before.
So we can go see
it's
where...
a Mobile 1 on the. Ooh, that is early. Because there's Mobile 1.
So, just what is... Just going to see where the starting zone was that was given in the rules.
Thank you, Filthy Animal, and welcome to the stream. I'm not actually sure who Filthy Animal is because I don't think I've seen you in before, but welcome. Starting zone, was put up. It was the end of the Mobile One sponsorship board.
Just having a look. So it was in race control. Yeah, so it was the Mobile One.
So the only thing that would let Tom off there is if the green light came on, which very hard for us to distinguish on a replay. So
basically, the starting zone is here. This is the starting zone. Just here. Well,
if you go forward, not slow, but
so it's here.
It's the end of that where that red bit on the barrier is. It's just the end of the Mobile One sign after that.
This one here, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he definitely goes here.
Yeah.
He's already gone, hasn't he? So he's. See, this is the hard bit now, is because we can't see the green light.
Yeah.
We can't say when it is.
I believe, I am going to go back and look now. I don't believe the stream showed it either.
I'm not sure if it did.
I'll just have a look now. That's the race. That's it starting. Here we go. Red light goes on the stream. Yeah, we have no lights. It's not even red lights. It's blacked out on the stream. So, and the red lights come on well after the grid have actually crossed the start-finish line, and then just stay on red. So it'd be impossible for us to know that from the stream.
So it's a bit of a hard one. So obviously the rule is that, as Filthy Animals put up, is that pros can go on the green light provided by iRacing or within the starting zone. Mm-hmm. Now, he's not in the starting zone. We've already established that. It's well before the starting zone that was given out in the briefing on the race control. So the race control, the start zone is up here towards the Mobile One circuit. On that, but it's the green light. I think the thing is, I mean, yeah, okay, he got a really good start, but I think he was just super quick on that round anyway. I mean, if we look...
there's no doubting about that he probably would have gone on and won the race anyway, whether he started there or not. The point is it adapts what people do behind, and that's the one thing. I mean, hopefully, fingers crossed for you guys, season 2 we won't have any of this, because we'll have different start procedures and we'll be able to work out a good way of doing it. This was implemented because drivers wanted split grids and etc. So it's difficult. I mean, for me, it's a jump start from the start zone, but I can't judge when the light was red and green and things like that, and we can't do that from a replay. And I actually don't think anybody was streaming it from a pro class either, so we haven't got any kind of judgment at all of when it went green.
No, it's a bit annoying, that, isn't it? That you can't see the lights and know when it goes green. It's a difficult one.
PITSTOP confirmed. I didn't confirm anything. I just said, hopefully we'll have a better start procedure that means we don't have this. That's all I said.
You don't know. I like the class starts.
But I mean, getting everybody to start in the right system.
Well, don't put anything out there. Do you know what I mean? It's classified information.
I won't be part of yours and Tom's conversation. Don't look at me.
it's a hard one, that one, I think.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm not looking at. Obviously, Tom was probably quick enough to win it anyway and stuff like that. Because he probably would have got the jump because he's a pole position man anyway. But because it's the first of our kind of these things from the pole man, it's really we found out now it's really difficult to judge of the lights. So,
I mean, if any of the drivers do have the starting sequence with the lights coming on that you've got.
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
we can look at this one again. Obviously, we've established that it was outside of the starting zone. So if it was in the starting zone, we wouldn't even need to look at the lights.
The only way you'd have the lights up, though, just to tell the people out there, is if you've streamed it and you've got your actual at-time point of view. That's the only time we would actually see the lights in their full working order. So personally, I'd say unless we've got Valley proof he's gone before the green light, I would say we can't really penalise him right now. I would say it means when we get to Le Mans, obviously, it's a bit harder to start at Le Mans anyway because you've all got to get through the Ford chicane. So if you get through the Ford chicane without hitting each other, you've done pretty well. I think there's damning against Cope as P2 doesn't go either. Yes, but Scott can't go till Tom goes. So even if the green light comes on, Scott doesn't know if Tom's going to wait till the start zone. You see, so he's always going to be. The thing is with rolling starts is everybody behind the pole man is going to lag behind to some point. The pole man should, on a rolling start, always get the jump because he's the only one who knows when he's going to go. And that's the advantage of being a pole position. So that is the...
I think we'll have to have a look at it, and I just don't know. It's a difficult one without seeing them green lights to see where to definitively say, because it'll be unfair if we give Thomas a penalty based on it looks like he had a jump start, rather than if we can definitely say he has, because then it's unfair on everyone else if he did. It's a catch-22 situation that we can't see the green light, which why can't we see it? I mean, why not show
I mean, I would add to that, you know, let's take... I've already mentioned it already.
Kim, if you've put the thing in fact, you probably wouldn't have streamed it either. I mean, it's so split second as well. When you're in that car and you see the front car go, has the green light been on for a second and you just missed it? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Filthy Animals got it right. You know, we need that definitive proof. But I think, like, as I say, we can't penalise him right now unless anybody's got a viewpoint that does that. But because this kind of thing isn't like the Daytona situation where Williams obviously used the apron, meant to be against the rules, you don't get a 1x, but everyone criticises them because they've gone and used it. And it's technically against the rules, and iRacing have come out and said that. This is very much our sort of interpretation of rules, and we're still learning, and now we know 100% that iRacing won't even show us whether the green light come on, even in the replay of the start. It's, you know, even on the stream, it's something we're going to have to look at on the rules for Season 2 and make sure that we don't have the ambiguity of the starts, that's all. Tom, you got away with one. Unless there's a valid proof somewhere, he's got away with one there.
Yeah, but I mean, it certainly does, and it highlights the fact that, you know, the pro field is the only field that has the green light or the starting zone.
Exactly.
So, you know, that's where the ambiguity is, and obviously we try to make sure that obviously the pro drivers who are very experienced should start within that starting zone or on the green line. You know, and that's the hard wall. Well, yeah, it's a warning to everybody that you know the pro field you shouldn't be going early. You should be like the rules state. You should be going in within that start zone or on the green. We've established it wasn't within the start zone, but what we can't establish is that green light, and we can't even see it on the stream. But we'll look into it further and see, and if anybody does have some proof of them lights, that would be great, and that will be the definitive answer, and we can make I don't want to make a judgment on either for Thomas or against Thomas, based on, you know, we've only got 50% of the evidence.
I mean, in my book, I do sort of look at Scott, who's obviously trying to win the title, and Aaron, who's trying to win the title. And this isn't a slight on Kim at all. I mean, obviously, Kim's awake enough to notice this, and I'll be honest, I did notice it when he went on Sunday. I was like, I don't know if that, because obviously our TV camera, it's a for long shot, so it's like, was that early or not? Oh, well, you know, we've got to carry on commentating anyway. But in terms of the actual
all I would say, Thomas, is why didn't you go in the start zone? There'd be no discussion.
Yeah, just to make sure.
Naughty boy. So obviously we're not going to say this one's over, but at the moment we're going to put it pending further investigations. But
my kind of point is, with Scott and Aaron fighting him for the positions in the championship, if they thought he'd like actually jumped the start, they would probably be putting in a protest too. So, you know, Kim, you might be right, you might be wrong, but you know, it was worth a look. It was worth a look.
But what it has highlighted is that fact that, you know, you as pro drivers, we would expect you to have, you know, the integrity to say you either go on the green or you go within the starting zone.
Yeah.
It's one or the other, you know. Looking at it, edging on the edge, it was edging on probably a jump start, but we can't prove it, so I can't give a penalty for something I can't prove. You know, you would always expect the pole sitter to get a decent start because he's the one that's getting his foot down straight away. Did the others get caught napping? We've seen it in previous rounds where the second place has been completely caught napping on there. The second place, obviously, Jakob in third place there, pretty much should just be looking at the back of Thomas Cook's car and going on that. So maybe there is something there, but we just need that video evidence, guys.
I mean, like in karting, when we do these kind of rolling starts, we're always, if you're second on the grid, you're staring at the accelerator foot of Thomas, for example, and going, as soon as that foot twitches, you're going with him. And obviously you can't do that in cars. So you have to just stare at them rear wheels, and as soon as they're going, you're going with it. But
I mean, Dean, you got a valid point. It wouldn't have made a difference because Thomas was so fast, but you've got to be within the rules to do that. Even if you are so fast on track, you know, it's getting that advantage. So I think at the moment, Thomas, you got away with it because we can't see the green lights of when everyone else went. But we still put it as pending.
Yeah, we're not going to slap you on the wrist, because if we slap you on the wrist, you might enjoy it.
And that's it. That is pretty much all we have for the penalties. And
we can go now. But
got a few more. We actually have got a few more in the chat, so they get to see it as well. So the way I'm going to do this is, again, it's another 12-round season we've decided to do. And what I've done, it's around the world challenge, so pretty much like the endurance that we were thinking of. We're doing sort of the same concept of it. I've got a map, and I'm going to put it up to you guys to see if you can tell where the tracks are. So I'll do it in the order where we're going to go, and then once we had a little bit of fun to see if you can decide where the tracks are, then I'll put the calendars up so we can have a look at the dates, and tell you a little bit more about the season. How does that sound? There we go, eh? Bit of excitement on a Wednesday evening. So without further ado,
you said I would have brought my drum kit.
Yeah, we should have made a big music crescendo. Right, here we go. Bang. So the red dots are the Americas, the blues are the Europe, and the maroon, I'm going to call it, are the Pacific. So we're pretty much starting on the left-hand side and moving over to the right. So hopefully you can all see that on the map. So this one here that my hand is on now is round number 1. Who wants to He wants to hazard a guess what track that is.
Hang on, I haven't pressed play and live, so the podcast is a little bit behind. Right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I know what that one is.
Okay, we'll see. See you can guess this one. Right? Any guesses from in the chat, guys?
No cheating.
Yeah, no cheating. They are pretty
guesses?
accurate as well to where they are.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's a bit quiet here.
Come on, Casper.
Come on, somebody's got to have a guess.
Canada GP we've got from Filthy Animal.
Yay! There we go.
Anybody else?
No, as soon as somebody gets it right, I'm quite happy to move on.
Yeah,
so
Montreal.
Montreal is round number 1.
Circuit to Gilles Villeneuve.
2.
2. That one there. Oh. You know what? I should know this because I was the one who got the map out to help you try and work out what was north and south.
I know.
But it's thrown me. I do know actually. I do know because I've just realised what's next to it.
Which one's that?
So let's see if there's any guesses. If it helps, it's near New York.
Not Middle. It's a track that somebody said. I hope that's in season 2.
Well done, Steve.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not
It's
Watkins. No. It's not Watkins.
Yeah, I was thinking
Basically,
Watkins.
All these tracks, guys, are a track that we haven't visited in season 1. It's not Watkins. It's not near New
I'm
York.
gonna have to get iRacing up now because I can't think what tracks we've got.
If somebody said that they'd like to have this in season 2, it's actually quite good.
Yeah, I think I know what it is.
No, not Indy.
No, Indy's a bit further over. I think I know, but I don't want to say just yet. I think, let's put it this way, I think you've got the wrong country, guys.
Yeah, it's on the border. It's literally just above.
Yeah.
It is in Canada.
It is in Canada. That is a huge clue to you.
Yeah, it's probably the only other track on iRacing in Canada. Yeah, you can say, Thomas, if you haven't been privy to the season 2, so you can say.
Magny calls ain't in Canada.
Go on then, Thomas. Give it away. Where do you think it is?
Moss
There
Sports.
we go. Filthy
Well
Animal got it right.
Canadian tyre part Moss Sports, and that'll be an interesting one because it's almost like I will tell you, Laguna Seca is not in Canada, but yeah. Moss Sports. It's a nice little circuit. A bit difficult as well with some of the off-camber corners.
Yes, I mean, especially turn number 2. Yeah, that's a tricky one. I wonder how many people have. I think I commentated on the league, and I think we had about 13 spins in a GT3 race coming around turn number 2, so it should be interesting. Round 3 is here.
San Francisco.
It's in California. I'll give you that clue. It's a Californian track on iRacing. Probably not one lots to do.
California.
The hot lapist of tracks. It's in California. There's only 2 in California, actually, isn't there? I think.
You're telling me.
Any guesses from the chat? Starts with an S.
Oh, okay. No.
Look at Sam's face. It's like, what?
Yeah, well,
as
soon as you said it starts with an S, I'm like,
yeah,
but that one's not.
It's probably one that nobody has ever fun, but it is a really good track to drive.
That's what I was just thinking. The one I was just thinking of was on the calendar last year and is not in California.
Yeah, it's not in Canada. No, it's not Long Beach. It's the other one. Long Beach isn't in California. I think that's in Florida, isn't it? Miami.
Well, it's not going to be Summit Point, is it?
No, not Summit Point. It's one word.
That narrows it down.
Yay! Steve Pierce got it right. Well done. Was Sonoma. Sonoma is round number 3.
I'll tell you why, because I haven't got Sonoma, so that's why.
There you go then. And then round number 4. Bear in mind, these are all tracks we have not visited in season 1.
Yeah,
we
so
tried to
initially
freshen
the
it up a
idea
bit.
of Sebring is further south.
Yeah.
So I would probably say that is, yeah. I think I've got a feeling I know which. It's one of two things. So
Yeah, it might well be Filthy. Which one am I thinking?
yeah, Long Beach might be in Cali, but it doesn't start with an S.
No, I did say I thought it was in Florida, in Miami.
Oh, right, okay.
It's not, is it?
Yeah, I am thinking it's one of the RA circuits.
RA.
Yeah, the initials RA because there's 2.
No.
Oh, okay, well that knows out them ones.
Starts with B.
Oh yeah, I know it. Big clue, huge spider.
Spider? I would say a jacket.
Yeah, it's a huge spider.
Definitely, nope.
No. I was thinking Road America and Road Atlanta.
No, it's definitely
No,
none of them two.
this
None
is
of them two.
I'm not the best
It's
with
another one that's not really-
where my American circuits are, to be fair,
it's
because
prob-
America's so big.
Yeah, it's probably another one that's not really used that much, but I think it's a really
No,
good
I-
track.
I
whenever
would
there's races
say-
been on it.
If you lot,
Yeah,
yeah,
there you go, Filthy.
I was
Filthy,
about to
you
say
are
the
on point
IndyCar
tonight.
IndyCar opener.
Who is Filthy Animal? Because you are on point at the moment.
Yeah,
I
I would
think
say it's
Filthy. In fact, it's Filthy 3, Steve PS1 at the moment. I think it is.
yeah. I mean,
Okay,
when we
so
get
that's-
to Europe, I'll be fine.
Yeah, so that's the Americas. And then we have round number 5 is this one.
What's been announced?
Just some guy.
Oh, okay. We'll find out who you are. But yeah, so that one there.
Yeah, you Filthy
Where's your
Animal.
mouse gone? Oh yeah,
There,
I can
just
see
here,
it. Yeah.
this one here.
Okay. Well, that's nice and easy.
It's nice and easy.
Even though it is slightly higher than that, but that's not the point.
It's actually not.
It is. It's north of.
It's not. No, it's not.
I'm not going to say where it's north of because it'll give it away.
It's not. Come on, Filthy. Can you get 5?
I didn't go to visit there when I went to this city because it was
It's
too
only
far
track.
on its way out. Well done, Steve.
There we go.
Circuit to Catalonia.
It certainly is.
It's about an hour and a half out of Barcelona.
It certainly is. And then we have this one. I think Filthy might get this one. Obviously, in a different one.
Yeah, that's where Barcelona is, Michael.
Yeah, that's Barcelona's down there, mate. In Spain.
Barcelona itself is just on the right-hand side of that circle, basically,
Just
on the coast.
Just there. Just there.
The circles are too big, really, because they
I know,
map
they
the whole
are.
country.
If I pinned it, you wouldn't see where they were there, would I?
Yeah,
Come on.
so
Give me a
that
break.
one's really easy.
That one's easy.
Well, actually, to be fair, it could be one of two. That second one. Realistically, it could be one of two. Where it is.
It's in France.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It could be one of two, because in the north of France there's two. Is that even in the north of France? I never knew that. I'm going to Google that, because I never knew that.
Is it? Or have I just got that one wrong? You're going to prove me wrong here and call me...
It is in the region. It's mid.
Mid. Okay.
Mid.
I'll give you this one. It's Magny Cours. So we're going to the new French track.
Yeah.
It should be quite good in the GT3 cars. So
Shame
we're
it's
gonna
not
go
got
to
the
that.
old chicane at the end, but you know.
I know, but what can you do? I'm trying to figure out where the next round was, actually. And then we go across to this one, I think it is.
Yeah, I haven't got Magny Cours yet myself, Paul. So that's the north of Italy. So I think I can. Yeah, careful because we can see that.
I know. I'm just trying to think which where around 6 was.
Michael Hooper says Monza. Yeah, it looks like Monza or Imola.
I think. Oh, Do you know what? I've actually completely forgot where it's round number 6.
Have you got another screen you can put the?
I have, but then it's going to pop on this one first off. So, in fact, can I just drag it? Can I drag that across to the... how poor is this? Come back to that. I'm not sure. It'll come to me in a minute which one it is.
But you could always just black out the screen for a moment.
Let's
just hide it on OBS. Will bring us back in a minute as well.
There we go. Let's go. Let's come back. So I can actually do this, so you won't see that. So actually, round 6 is Magni-Core. Round 7 is this one. We're back. Up here.
Oh, that one up there. Okay. That should be pretty easy for people to guess. The most northern circuit we're going to. And I love the circuit. I really do like it to drive. How it'll race will be interesting.
Yeah.
But
that's where.
Oh no! Please not Wisconsin. Yeah, Michael, we're heading to Norway.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Norway and have a visit there.
Yeah, it is a nice track. Whether it produces good racing, we'll wait and find out. But it's certainly going to produce incidents in terms of people making mistakes. So
yes,
it's not like a general one.
I have put an extra dot here. That dot shouldn't be there. So the next round is this one here. So both of the next tracks are in Germany.
Oh well, that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Considering we're not being on this year's calendar.
Yeah, probably is actually, isn't it? A bit of a giveaway. So
both in Germany.
Yeah.
One in Germany.
There we go, Michael. Bang. Our German counterpart gets the 2 tracks that we're going to. So we're going to go to Hockenheim and then the Nürburgring.
Yeah, that's a bit of a cheat on the Nürburgring because we were on Nürburgring this year.
Yeah, not because we didn't do that. The endurance, the 24-hour endurance, doesn't take in the whole GP track.
No, it's true. Yeah.
There we go.
Still the same place though.
So that's round 8 and 9, and then I've just given it away there. God, damn it. This one here.
Hang on, you've got another dot in Europe still.
Yeah, no, I said this one's not right. Oh, I made a mistake there. So we got, so it's like that. So we got 4, 1, 2, 3, 5 rounds. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's probably the map where these are stuck on.
So hang on, we've got Catalonia, Wisconsin, Magny-Cours, Hockenheim, and Nürburgring.
So you've got Barcelona, Magny-Cours, Wisconsin, Hockenheim, and Nürburgring. So we got 5 European tracks.
Yeah, you're not getting a point for Motegi because he couldn't keep his gob shut.
I know. Well done, Michael. You get that one. So round number 10 is Motegi out there in Japan. And then the last 2 are going to be pretty easy ones. So the 2 down here. Rounds 11 and 12.
Actually, it's not as easy as you think because there was originally, when I was talking to you, there's 3, wasn't there? So,
Michael,
no, Michael.
VAR is
Virginia International Raceway is America, isn't it?
I think we need to do a geography podcast, I think.
I'm sure it's in America. Let me just check.
It is. VAR is in America.
Yeah, it's in Virginia.
Alton, yeah. Nope.
No, it's definitely not Alton because it'd be like half an hour from me.
It'd be here, Alton. Alton's up here.
If we go to Alton, we end up going to close to Liverpool, which
So we got Bathurst, which is the final round of the season. Anybody guess what the other one is?
Not
in Australia.
I actually can't remember which one you went for in the end. Because I know Sandown was mentioned at one point, but we didn't go for it, I don't think.
No, it's not Sandown. It's the other one.
Oh yeah. I know which one it is. It's a circuit which Andy likes and nobody else does.
Yeah, that's what it's on it.
Well, actually, Samson does. He loves it.
Samson.
Is it Samson? The Apex driver. Samsoid.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
He likes it.
Anybody? Not Sandown?
No. Less known.
There we go. That's
Yeah.
it.
I was going to say less known for GTs, more known for motorbikes. Really.
It is, but it is
That's
actually
all
it's one
that's
of them underrated. Certainly one of them underrated tracks. I did an 8-hour endurance race around there in NMP. I didn't do it. I was commentating on it. Obviously, I commentate. I don't race because I'm rubbish. Around there, so
there was one other choice, which
tracks.
they're saying there's no other choice. There's actually Oran Park as well.
There's Oran Park, yes.
There would have been another one.
Yeah, it is Oran Park. So, what is the season going to look like? It is going to look like this. So we're going to start on Sunday, the 5th of March. And then it's going to be every Sunday. So what we've done this time is basically given the weekends for the iRacing special events. So we got the Sebring 12-hour over the weekend of the 25th to 26th of March. Then there's a Nürburgring 24-hour special event on Sunday the 4th of May, which quite conveniently it fits into our Americas and Europe schedule. Just this last one here that not a lot of people normally do, but we thought we'd give it free just in case anybody does, which is the 6 hours of Watkins Glen.
Yeah,
which is actually quite a good one. Actually, I do enjoy doing that one on there. So this is the time. So we're going from March the 5th to the 2nd of July. So it still keeps the sort of southern months. And we do have this, which I can't spell, special, looks like over there. A special event mid-season.
So special, it's not actually the word of special.
Yes, a super special.
Oh, okay. So Filthy Animal was on the grid on Sunday, so that narrows it down.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I was so dead on Sunday. I reckon that's Patrick. I just got a feeling that's Patrick.
Actually, I think it can be, yeah, because I recognise that picture from Twitch, I think.
Yeah, if you're going to change your name, Patrick, I think you need to change your picture. Yeah, so we're obviously giving that week. So what we're doing in the special event
not Patrick, okay.
Not Patrick.
We're not going through the old grid anyway.
I know. So we're going to have a
We'll
rest
have a
week
who am I in the mid-season break.
Yeah. So a rest week before, then we're going to go into the special event. You'll learn more about that, but it's going to be a fun event that is going to have its own prizes for that event. It's going to be a team event, but probably not what you're thinking, and that's all I'm going to say on it at the moment. We're still just doing the details on it and finalising how it's
we'll be honest, the season special event is something which we thought about doing anyway. But I think we can say enough to say that once we'd had the discussion Wednesday night, I think it was, or Tuesday night, whenever it was that we asked you all to come on about season 2, we had another conversation afterwards, and what's come up is well worth it.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have its own prizes for that one-off event as well, so it's well worth doing.
And I also think, to add into that, I think it's going to help people in terms of the rookies, pro-ams, AMs, in terms of getting better as drivers. And without revealing too much, I think that
it's going to be interesting.
I think it will help.
I love it, and it's a bit of fun before, during mid-season, so you're not getting stressed about winning the championship or keeping it. It's going to be a fun event that you're going to enjoy on that. Did we enjoy the Mount Fiji pictures yet? We didn't.
We haven't looked at them. We haven't looked at them, Tom. We've all got lives. Some of us.
They are good pictures, though. I have had a look, obviously offline, as everyone should do. But
yeah,
I think this steals the limelight from your pictures, unfortunately, Thomas. Obviously, the guys.
What's more important, season 2 or your pictures?
So, guys, there's the season in front of you. The rest of it will come out with the rules when we get them finalised. So hopefully we'll have that by the end of the weekend. We'll get all the sign-ups form done, so you can obviously secure a spot in the hotly anticipated season 2. I think there's some great rounds. Let's have initial impression. What's people looking forward to on that? Which track is people looking forward to?
Well, while people do answer that, I mean, have you told them this is all in a Formula V? No.
I haven't. Yeah, don't steal my thunder. Come on.
In terms of it all, I am Montreal, love it. Mosport, it just depends which car I'm driving it in. If it's got downforce, I'm happy. If it's not, it's a nightmare. Sonoma, as I say, isn't one I've driven on iRacing, so it's something I've driven before, but it's not a huge fan of. Barber, I do like. Always liked the Indy cars around there. Magny-Cours, bit close to my heart in terms of Formula 1 and things like that. Wisconsin, yeah, enjoy that. Hockenheim, great circuit. Motegi, something different. Especially, Motegi is something different. Not many people have GT races around Motegi. I think VRS maybe did last season, possibly, but you don't often see it on the calendar for most things. To be fair, on iRacing, so it'd be good to get that used. And Phillip Island and Bathurst as a final round. Well, that'll be a challenge to everyone.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Steve's just counting how many he needs to buy.
Oh no, I need 4. Well, at least you've got them, Steve. So then when you come back round to coming back to these tracks, then you can use them again, mate. You'll only end up going to buy them anyway, so it's
exactly.
You might as well get them now on there. This season we decided is going to be another fixed season due to we wanted to sort of look at these tracks. And if we don't if we want to have a non-fixed setup, then I think we're going to have to follow one of the VRS or one of the events or the calendars. So then you can get obviously the setups from the usual sources. So it's going to be another fixed setup that will be done. We'll see how we can tune them to the tracks. I mean, it'd be good if iRacing let us just choose the tracks when we set up initially, but
I mean, it could. Yeah, I don't know if this is at all possible. Whether, like, for example, when whether we can go into a free drive. Somebody might be able to tell me whether we can go into a free drive ourselves, open the setup for that car, and then go, right, well, that's different to that track, so we'll just give you the setups as we go along, or what. I'm not 100% sure, but we'd have to do it for every single car then, and it kind of gets messy.
All those tracks are high DF anyway. What's DF?
Downforce.
All right, okay.
Well, you've got high downforce.
Montreal's not high downforce. Barcelona, I think we're probably going to go for the historical, so we probably miss out the last chicane. I think that's a better layout for.
Well, Formula 1 are missing the chicane this season as well in real life.
I like the fast flowing of the outside. Magny-Cours, you got some really long straights on that one. Hockenheim.
Yeah. I think
split, isn't it?
Michael might be right on most of them, because like Phillip Island, Bathurst, you'd go for downforce just to get through the twisty bits. Motegi's
get through the mountain section.
Oh. Motegi's quite twisty. Nürburgring, you got fast corners. Hockenheim, I wouldn't agree with you there. I'd say that's a bit lower on downforce because you've only got that last bit to get through.
Barber, yes. Barbie, yes. Sonoma, yes. Sonoma, yeah.
Magny-Cours, you've got that one long straight, but it's a lot of fast corners, so you go downforce with Scotch, and if you went low downforce around there, it'd be pointless.
Yeah,
so
is, but...
yeah, it'd be interesting. There's a lot of fast corners on that calendar, a lot of commitment corners as well. And Michael says, also, if you don't do the best WEC layout for Nürburgring, I'm out. What's the best? The GP circuit? I guess that's what you mean, the GP circuit. Because the GP circuit is just a normal track. So not
the good
layout. That really doesn't help me.
We're not going to do the bad layout, are we?
I'm not sure which layout you're on about, Michael.
The two layouts I think you're on about is the chicanes, isn't it? With the bad chicanes, yeah. The GPs with a really tight chicane where you go down the long straight, you got to brake hard at the end because it's quite tight, and the other ones are a bit more open on that chicane. I think it is.
Oh,
so
right.
Get a bit more fast flowing.
I like the tight little chicane, but because it's fun.
Well, I mean, obviously, some of them tracks you probably haven't seen a lot on the leagues as well. Certainly the likes of Sonoma, I think I've seen about once or twice on the league. Barber as well it's not one that's very much used. Ruskinen, I don't even think it's been used, or I'm not.
It was on. I think it was on VRS last week.
It was on VRS, so it's.
But I don't think it was
there.
hugely popular.
Phillip Island. It's a very underrated track. If you guys haven't driven Phillip Island, it's a really good track. Some good undulating corners on that track, and it's a lot more fun than you think it is if you haven't driven Phillip Island. And very good layout for the GT3 cars around there as well. So there you go, guys. That is season 2. The calendar for season 2. Hope you do like it, and I really do hope you come and join us in there. Still have some epic prizes, obviously some amazing trophies, and yeah, we can get it in. Obviously, done it a bit better this round, so we're not having to obviously think about skipping rounds due to iRacing special events. We've included them into the season, so that weekend will be clear for them. So, good. 9 of the 12 tracks you've never driven. Well, there you go. You can have a bit of fun on new tracks.
We don't put you in class compared to your experience on the circuit, though, Casper. So you are not getting yourself into rookies by saying that.
Yeah, definitely. Right. So there we go. That is what we're looking at for season 2 here on the Performance Link GT3 Cup, with that added special event halfway through the season, which it's going to be epic. You're all going to absolutely love it. But if you are joining the league, your results from this season will probably dictate where you are in the next year's championship, the thingy. We still want to have the rookies, guys, and that's one thing I will sort of stress there. I really want to have that 4th class. So get out amongst your teams of the people that want to try the leagues but have never really wanted to get involved, because I feel if we lose that rookie class, then the AM range is just too much. So the lower guys just there's nothing to win at. So I don't want to lose that rookie class. Obviously, the numbers will dictate whether we have it or not. I mean, obviously, it costs more money to have the class, but I think I want to keep that little niche that we've got within this league to have the 4 classes to be able to keep there. But what we don't want to do is probably have what we had this season, where we've had 3 drivers. It needs to be a decent field, so there's a bit of competition within that class. But Dave, I mean, what do you think about the season 2 coming up? And more importantly, what do you think about Le Mans, the finale of this season? What has been an epic season overall, I think, for a first season.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the season 2 calendar, absolutely, we've nailed it on the circuits. Let's just hope the racing is good as we've had this season, because it has been non-stop action and also nobody really dominating, shall we say. that's been a good thing about season 1. You know, we got I'd say that the gridding and the classes were got pretty much right. You know, I think we had a couple of movements, but that was about it. So I think that system obviously worked really well. We've had great racing throughout the season. Yeah, there's been a few wobbles, but that they will be improved for season 2 and won't be happening. And I'm sure there'll be something else that comes up in season 2 where we're like, oh, didn't think that would end up happening, and we'll fix that, and it'll just grow and grow and grow. But hopefully everybody from this season will be back next season, because from what I hear, the prizes will be just as good.
I'm sure. Well, they certainly will be, and it's. I think we've got a good community. I mean, obviously, look at this. All the guys getting engaged in the chats, having the discussions. I think these really help from a point of not making, I suppose, the Discord's toxic. I would say that you put the results out and then everyone just goes into a meltdown and why is this happen? Why is that happen? You know, so hopefully this has been a good addition. And yeah, I don't think there's much more to go over, Dave, apart from, you know, we're really looking forward to Le Mans, our 2-hour endurance events, and we will put probably some of the endurance events into season 2. I think they've been quite good, and I think you guys have enjoyed it. So we will certainly look at bringing back a couple of them into season 2 tracks. We'll let you know on the tracks for that one. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting season 2. But I think that's it for tonight. A relatively short one compared to previous weeks. But Dave, you got any final comments?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we'll make sure them endurance races are on circuits which would suit an endurance race, especially with the extra pit stops that come into play. And we'll head to Le Mans and hopefully see some great racing around there. Just remember, obviously, to everybody, that we will see a 30-minute qualifying for all going out at the same time.
It's actually an hour.
Sorry, an hour. Oh, it's an hour qualifying, sorry. So you've got plenty of time to get out there and get your lap in. And, you know, nail it first time, then you got no pressure about it. But yeah, it's going to be interesting because obviously Le Mans is a circuit where you could get really good for like 3/4 of a lap and then blow it in the Porsche curves or something. So it'd be frustrating. It's about keeping you cool and getting that lap in, and we'll see who's the best around there on Sunday.
We do. Yeah, we certainly will. It's a bit sad to see the last round, but it's the first one of hopefully many, and I hope you guys have thoroughly enjoyed it. And we thoroughly enjoyed doing these pit stops on a Tuesday / Wednesday / Thursday, whenever we've had time to do them. But they've been great fun to be able to do and have a bit of banter. And one thing I've really enjoyed about doing them is getting you guys on for a bit of an interview to find out a little bit more. We all stay behind the computers, never really see the people, so it's been great to speak to all the guys that have come in for the pit stops, and also to find a little bit more. So like I said, we probably have our own band, a computer, a karate champion from Scotland, and also somebody who makes sim racing wheels. So who would have thought that, eh? But obviously, from the podcast here tonight, guys, my name's been Andy. I've got Dave alongside me as always. Going to look forward to seeing you out in Le Mans on Sunday. Hopefully, Scott, you are listening in and you do get better. And Dean, if he's not watching, then just send our loves and best wishes to him, and hopefully he gets well soon. And hopefully he can make Sunday out on track. So, guys, thank you very much, and see you on Sunday.